If you're a Mac user, like me, and you do any kind of live presenting on video, even recording video, like what I'm doing now, Ecamm really comes into its own. But did you know you can, with just a single basic Ecamm account, you can combine two computers at the same time, double the power, and give yourself twice as much screen real estate. But it gets better. There's no reason, using what I'm going to show you, there's absolutely no reason you can't also bring in a PC. That's right, using a Windows computer with Ecamm. You can totally do that if you want it. The question is, why would you want to use two computers, and how do you do it? Well, I'm going to show you. First, the why. Why would you want to do this? Well, Ecamm does take up quite a bit of screen real estate with all the icons and all the windows. Having a second computer means you could be running, say, a slide deck presentation on one computer, leaving your main computer just to run Ecamm. Makes it nice and smooth, splits the load. It also allows a second person to help. They could, say, be dealing with all the comments, running the slide deck, doing the production stuff, just leaving you to present, which makes your life so much easier. Now, you may think that Ecamm only works with Macs. Well, it does, but that doesn't mean that you can't use a Windows computer with Ecamm, because you can. If you had a Windows computer and let's say you wanted to bring in a PC-only application, maybe to demonstrate something on the Windows platform, you could do that. You could connect another Mac, another PC, and then use it in your live stream or in your recording. There's lots of reasons why, but how do you do it? Well, it's easier than you think. Here's how you pull it off. In fact, there are two ways to do this. But before we jump in and I show you how to set this up, you know what'd be really cool? It'd be really cool if you're getting value from this. Let me know. Hit the like button. Hey, maybe even subscribe. Leave a comment. And if you stay until the end, I've got a guide that shows you what you need to know to create really professional looking video, even if you're on a budget. And it's free. Anyway, the first thing, what you need is a capture card like this Elgato. Now, typically, this is used to connect a camera to your Mac so you can bring your camera into Ecamm. But there's no law saying that you can only use it to connect a camera. If I wanted to connect, say, this MacBook, all I'd do, and this depends on which computer you have, the new MacBooks, they can output display via the USB ports. So you connect a USB to HDMI cable and then just plug that into the Elgato capture card. If it's an older Mac, one with a HDMI slot, you just connect this directly to the Elgato capture card with a basic HDMI lead. Simple. It's normally pretty easy to convert whatever output your computer has to HDMI. There's an endless number of cheap adapters and cheap cables on Amazon. In fact, there's actually a way that we can do this without a cable, and I'll show you that in a minute. And once you've got whatever cable you need, you just plug it into your computer that you want to share, connect it to your capture card, open up Ecamm, and now Ecamm sees this computer as a camera source. To demonstrate, I've got this MacBook connected to Ecamm, and anything I do on this computer, my laptop, it appears on the feed in Ecamm. So I've got a PowerPoint presentation loaded on my MacBook, and as I run through the slides on my MacBook, this is what Ecamm is capturing. By using a second computer like this, the computer running Ecamm, it's not having to work hard. I've split the load. And of course, the viewer watching all this, all they would see is a presentation. They've got no idea I'm using two computers. Now, like I said, you can actually do this without using cables at all. You can do it wirelessly using NDI. You just download the free NDI tools and you're away. But here's the thing. As good as NDI is, you can't beat connecting with a physical cable. I've run into issues with NDI in the past. Well, it wasn't so much as NDI, it was more likely my Wi-Fi or something. But either way, you can't beat a physical cable. But if you can't use a cable, NDI is an option. And here is how to do it. First, you've got to download the NDI tools from the NDI website. And when it's downloaded and you've got it installed on both computers, what you do on the computer you want to share with Ecamm, you need to open up the NDI scan converter. That's on the machine that you want to share with Ecamm. Now, if you're sharing a Windows computer, and I've no idea why they've named scan converter differently on Windows, but if you're on Windows, it's called screen capture. So when you've opened up Scan Converter or Screen Capture, depending on your operating system, you've got options on what to share. Under Capture, I can share my desktop, I could share just one of my screens, or if I wanted, I could decide to share an application that's running. Let's pick Google Chrome. That's sorted if I jump over to Ecamm. If I come up here under Camera, I just need to select NDI as a camera source. What's happening is the feed is now being sent to my Ecamm machine via my local network, my Wi-Fi. So of course it stands to reason for this to work, both your computers need to be on the same network. So to demonstrate this in action, I've opened up PowerPoint on my laptop and I've shared it via NDI. So as I flick through the slides on my laptop, you can see the presentation here on my Ecamm machine. Totally takes the load off the machine that's doing the streaming. And what's more, like I said, I could have my assistant working on the other machine, which leaves me totally focused on presenting. So if your current Mac is, say, having a hard time running Ecamm and other applications at the same time, and maybe you've got a computer lying around, that's how you can split the load. It also gives you a little bit more screen real estate, which is always welcome. Well, there we go. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. So until next time, bye for now.